Alright, I've got this Husqvarna 288 chainsaw. It is. I love this chainsaw. I've rebuilt it myself, the whole thing. I've put a new cylinder and piston in it, and I had another crankcase which I swapped over to, because when I brought this chainsaw off a bloke, this piece here was smashed off it. So I swapped all the parts over from one to another. I never filmed it either, which sucked. And I never filmed the rebuild of it either. But I'm going to show you what it does. Is when it's running, it the low speed idle circuit works good, but it was getting hard to start. It's got good compression. The only reason it's still in running condition is because I always listen for it if it leans out before it's done any damage, because most of the time, if you was just an amateur using it, you wouldn't know. You just end up scorching the cylinder and it'd be game over. But I always like to pull it out of the log and just hold it flat and just listen to it. And if it seems like it's revving too hard and it's not two-stroking, it doesn't like two-stroke. Like, sort of gets to the top of the revs and it sort of starts stuttering. Like, it'll be sort of and that's how you know it's good. But this has got one hard rev, which is telling me that it's got a problem with thing. Now, when I was out there getting wood, this is all the wood I was getting with it. You'll see the video set, what I've already done. I've done that over 6 days, the ute and trail, 6 ute and trail loads over 6 days. Well, when I was getting that wood there, which was only 3 days ago, I've got 2 of these chainsaws, so I did stop using this one straight away, because I knew it wasn't running right, which sucked, because this one's my main chainsaw. Got it all undone at the moment, but I'm going to fire it up. I'll just make sure that thing, and I'll show you what it's doing. But what I did is, when I was out there, I actually adjusted this high idle screw and I wound it in to make it lean, and then I wound it out and it wouldn't do anything. I actually wound the whole screw out, which I'll show you as soon as I get it running. We'll fire up. And the bastard doesn't want to go. Got enough petrol in it. It's got a bit of fuel in it. Should bloody go. heard it, it just wants to scream its tits out. When it first started up, it was alright. But yeah, it wants to scream its fucking guts out. Now, I don't know what the story is with it, because this high idle screw is wound completely out, and it still won't. Like, when you wind this idle screw out, it should be smoking and lose heaps of power. You know what I mean? It shouldn't even be actually. And it can't be a crank seal, it's got to be this carb. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this carby off. So take the air cleaner off it. Need to take the fuel line off it. Which is absolutely jammed in there. Righto. Got the fuel line. Now, we need our tools. First of all, we're going to undo this top screw. I think I've got everything undone on it. That's right. It just started doing this too. I originally thought before I had another carby on here before, and I bought a carby for it, and I put the original one back on it, because when I put this new carby on there, it started doing the same thing in this high circuit. And as soon as I rebuilt this carby and put this carby on there, it stopped it. But I did put crank seals in it. I put a new set of crank seals in it, and it wasn't the crank seals. So I thought I'd just tell you that right now. So it's definitely carby related, because exactly what the other one was doing. I know that for a fact. Take that washer out too. The good thing is I've had this apart a few times, so I've stripped it completely down and put it back together, so I know how it all goes. Only one it's a bit hard is this bloody screw here to get in it. Carby belt off. This should just fall off the back of it. We should be able to just pull this out, this piece, which I should have closed the bloody choke, but we should have disconnected the choke first. Now I've got the choke still on here, so what we need to do is just grab our screwdriver where the choke is here. I should have done this way before I even went to take this off. It was a bit foolish on me. Just pull that choke lever right back. Rightio, just lift the carby off. Don't worry about the gas coming out of it, there's not much left in the tank. As you should probably know, I'm very fussy when it comes to my chainsaw, so we'll just stick that gasket in there. I've got a whole gasket kit here. What we'll do is sit that Jones around the way. I'll just get there's nothing in here or anything that's clogged up in there. There's something going on in this carb itself. So what I'll do is I'll get some, I need to get a small piece of cardboard or something with some cleaner. Now this is how this come out, so what we've got to do is first of all you got to put your gasket on. So I've got the gasket here, we need to make sure we put the gasket in the right spot. So, whoops. So, like that. And then we need to make sure, before we even go thinking about putting this on, we need to make sure we got it on the right way. So it's on the top. And what we've got to do is hook that piece in the carby. Just like that. But we've got to turn this carefully. Like that. We've got our top here. We need to give that a quick spray. Just like that. Just grab a tissue, a clean one. Just give them a quick wipe on the front and the back. Alright, now line it up with the top of it. Be very gentle with it. Put it on like that. Get your screws. It's supposed to be filled up with shit like that. No shit. That was what the problem was. To block just a passage here. It's not a strain on it like I thought. It's got no it's just it was actually chock-a-block, so that's probably why. I reckon it was filled with some of that trash in the carby. So this was the top of it. Oh yeah, shit, yeah. Oh yeah, I can see it's got through that hole, but you can see it here, look here. This is what caused it not to work properly. It's all blocked up with shit in here. I'll show you. No shit. And it was all blocked up in there on it. All that trash and shit we just took out of it. In here. It's like a... You got to be so careful with this stuff you don't get in your eye. What you're doing when you're just spraying this shit around everywhere. Alright, well, I've discovered a problem, not with the carb itself. What we need to do is we'll get a couple more tissues down here. So, the issue what we got at the moment, I've just seen, is it is over here. But what we'll do is we'll put the carby kit back together. We've got our parts here. What we'll do is we'll set the kit here, And we're going to take these parts out, what we do and we don't need. Set that over here. So we're going to need a kit to put this back together. So these are the parts that we're going to need. I've got the screw over there. So let's just tip the parts out on the table and we'll get the bits out that we require. Make sure you use your hands. So it looks like we've got 2 gaskets here. I know it looks like 1, but it's definitely 2. I'll show you. See that there? When you peel back on it, I know it looks like 1 gasket, but it's not, it's 2. So what we've got to do is we got this gasket here, this is 1. It looks like a little filter. I don't know where that's supposed to go. We've got 1 gasket and looks like this is the other one here for it. Yep. So we put that gasket like that. Now apparently we've got a bar here, but this fuel bar don't look like it's right. It is. Alright. So what we need to do is bloody spring doesn't go there. Come from off that old shit. Just checking that to make sure they're the right heights. So let's drop our needle in. It don't even look like we got a spring in the kit. No. Doesn't look like no springs in there. So we'll be putting this spring in it, which is no big deal. Nothing wrong with the spring that come out of it. Make sure if you're going to use a screwdriver in it, because you've already cleaned it out, don't go sticking dirty shit back in the carby. Whoops. When you do this sort of stuff, you've got to be very, very clean. So we've got a little groove thingy where we've got to put this in. So if you see that little notch here, that's where our spring's got to sit. So you got that little notch right here, that our spring sits on that. So that's the part where we've got to turn over. We've got to put it in there like that. All we need to do now is get our little screw, get our screwdriver. Whoops. It's very fiddly, this sort of stuff. So what we'll do is we'll just stick our screw in there and I'll just check this spring. I notice it doesn't stick up as high. There's our other one. Rightio, don't go over tightening anything. of it. Now, if you think you've got anything in there, just hold the kit away and just give it a quick squirt. Now we can see there's a lot of crud build up in the top of this cap, so I've got my container over here. I'll just scoop it out. You won't be able to see it because it's off camera. And what I'll do then is I'll just get that top. Just clean that up, and I'll get a clean tissue, which I've got, and we'll just wipe that. You've got to be very, very clean with these carbies. You cannot end up getting shit or dirt or anything in them. So make sure you got that's how the top come off it. Now obviously I've kept the carby away from here where there's crud is, so what we've got to do is work out what goes where here. So we just take this off, lay it out in line like that, exactly as you see, and then once we've got it in line, we go and get this other piece here, which you can see is this soft one first. Make sure your hands are clean, which mine are, and it looks like this come off exactly like that, so we can see it matches up with the same. So all we do then, is we set that back there, grab that top. Just be so careful because I've already got a little bit of very fine shit on the table already from that. So we've got that one, and then we've got this one. That come out of it. But what is this one? Why is this one in the kit for? Don't know. I'll put that one in there though. It's there. Maybe it was for and then we've got our gasket, which our gasket is exactly the same as the one that come off. Just checking the holes quickly, verifying that, and we set our gasket straight on there. Alright, now we get our top. You've got a couple little notches in the top of it where you can just sit the top on it, and them notches should go in there like that, and that's it. And I don't know where that little strainer went, but there was no strainer in this carby. I've got a filter in the tank of the chainsaw, so there's no dirt or nothing that can get in the carby, but obviously that shit's got in the top of it here. It's probably because of the wood and that, but I've only ever cut green wood. I have cut a little bit of dry stuff, but maybe that was which just build up. Alright, just go around and we'll just do this one up. The carby kit was a HS17, HS21 and HS23. A Tilson carburetor this is. That's what the number is. They fit they're 3 different numbers, they're all the same kit. HS17, HS21 and HS23. They're all for the Tilson carburetor. So we've got this small right now this was just a little bit of a turn, and then it's half, one, half. Alright, so that's exactly where our low speed idle was set before, and what we'll do is we'll just wind this higher idle speed in, and we'll turn it half, one, half, two. We'll put that on 2.5. So when you rev the shit out of your chainsaw, this is what makes it that 2-stroke, and if you want to make your chainsaw run lean or rich, is your high idle circuit, which is here. The low speed idle, which this is where you go to start your chainsaw, this is where you adjust it. You'll fine tune your chainsaw so idle so it won't stall. Well, this is what your low speed idle is on your chainsaw, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to tighten all these down right now with a screwdriver. I've got my screwdriver here. I'll just go around and make them snug. throw the chain back on it. Oh, the adjuster's fucking sticking out. What's going on with the adjuster? The adjuster was a jam. You know. Just back off that chain adjuster a little. What's fucking going on with that? Oh, maybe because it was under pressure. That's why. Alright, yeah, we got it. Now, where's our guide plate? Be very careful of that rubber, as I was explaining. That goes in here. That comes off, you'll be fucked. If you ever take a chainsaw apart out the scrub when you're getting wood, make sure, whoops, you do not lose this bit, because this is the first bit that's going to come out when you take the side cover off. Alright, now got that. Where's our part? Right, let's tighten her up. So when you tighten it, you want to hold the tip of the bar up with your hand. Still a bit loose there. That's better. Hold the tip up with it and then tighten it back up. Righto, let's fire up and see what our car's like. Go and get some fuel. Right. Fuck, 25 to 1 away up. Mix the fuel out too. Mix it up. Way. Alright, let's fire up. I'll bring her over here. See what she does. fixed her all right. The cylinder's been in this chainsaw for probably about 6 or 7 years. As you've seen that problem what I had when it was running lean and it wanted to scream its tits off, I addressed that problem before it could do any damage, which if you're very experienced using a chainsaw, you'll understand what you can do and what doesn't sound right before it happens, like, if you know what I mean. Like, if I'd just kept on using this cylinder would have been scored, so it would have been game over on this chainsaw. And lucky enough, I've saved it in time before it did any real damage. So I was very happy about that. And the good thing is I found the problem in a timely manner too. Top air filter doesn't really make that much of a difference on it. Like, you know, you probably think it would, but it doesn't. It's not something that you'd rush off and go and buy. I've got one that hasn't got one on it, and that one performs very good. And I've took them off the screen in that one too, or the spark arrest that they call them, because that muzzles up a bit of power as well. Because, you know, you're going for maximum power. You can imagine. I'll actually show you that now. I'll get that one out. Come in the shed and have a look. I'll give you a look at it. This is the 288 there. That's one of the 288s, and this is another one. I keep the chainsaws chained up in the shed too, mate, because you got these two-legged thieves that get around that like to steal. These ones here on the floor, these chainsaws, these McCullochs, they're just a chainsaw that I got in the package and I'm just flogging off, you know what I mean? But here's the other one here, other chainsaw I got. This one's running the original cylinder on it still. I'll grab it out and give you a look, because I've got to chain them both up together anyway. So it's no big deal grabbing them both out. This is the other one. This one's running the original side cover on it, which I done a Devicon repair because I had a crack in it. But and this is the other one. I took the spark out, wrister out. This is another 288. They're a matching pair, they are. I'll give this a gaze rattle. This one here, this saw here is original. Everything on it's original. Pull starter, the top cover, the side cover, everything about it's original. It's done hardly work, that one. Even got the top sticker on there, as you could probably see. On it, still got the top sticker. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, share, comment, and have a great day.